dark pink polos, I hurt the rock. Before Cam got the shit to pop, the doors closed. I felt like bad boy street.
Hi guys, it's Zoe. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Today I'm going to show you guys how I installed this wig. Just a quick run through on like the details. This wig is from Westkiss Hair. It is their 14-inch 180% density HD lace wig. So inside the box I got a little booklet on like how to look after the hair. I got two little like edge wrap things, 2 packets of wig caps, and I think that's about it. I didn't really include like clips of how I prep the hair, but I do have so many tutorials on like how I like fully prep the wig. But long story short, I quickly went ahead and bleached the wig. I quickly went ahead and bleached the knots of the hair. Like the knots weren't actually that bad. They weren't super thick. The lace wasn't grey at all, but I just wanted to like obviously just bleach them anyways. So I went ahead and bleached them. I left the bleach on for about 35 minutes, I think. Last time I had Westkiss hair, I did leave the bleach on longer, and I find that it processes really quickly. So you do want to watch the lace as you are bleaching the knots to make sure that you don't over process them, because that is a whole another ordeal. Trust me, I've been through it. So I left it on for 35 minutes. I used my 40 developer and I used my Jerome Russell bleach as usual. Once I did this, I washed it all out and then I just dried the hair. The amazing thing about the length of the hair is that it dries really quickly, so I love that. I also went ahead and plucked the hairline. I didn't spend too long plucking the wig. Again, like the hairline was fine to me. It wasn't like super like dense, but again, just wanted to go in and make it look more natural and do all of that, you know, shebang. So I did go ahead and do that. Once I did that, I just cut the hair a little bit because I wanted it to be like a long bob. Surprisingly, the 14-inch like came up a little bit longer than I thought it was. So I think in future I would have gone for a 12-inch wig instead. But I did just cut the ends off and just blunted it out a little bit and went in with my scissors and just like, you know, cut upwards, if that makes sense, just to like feather it a little bit so it's not super blunt. So I did that. I also straightened it, and that's pretty much all I did in terms of prep. I did really want to dye the hair jet black, but I think, yeah, I'm happy I didn't. I ended up cutting layers, which you'll see in this video. The main goal of this wig was just to make it look super light, super fluffy, like flippable, do you know what I mean? Just a very like natural look. That's what I wanted, because it's not everyday 30-inch hair, guys. But yeah, no, I had an amazing time with this wig. It's great. I'm gonna leave this on for a few days. I think I'll include an update in the comments for you guys or in the description on how I find the wig, but so far so good. I love it, guys. What do you think? Let me know. But yeah, good thing about it, again, the length is fab. So I feel like I can still like, you know, throw it in a ponytail, like do a little half up, half down. It's not like super bobby where I can't do anything with it. So yeah, like I said, I just love how like light weight it is. So if you want to see how I fully installed this wig, how I got this on my head and made it look like this, make sure you guys keep watching. Do I need to say anything else? No. But yeah, I will see you in a second.
Are you ready? I know you see me standing here.
So to start the install, as usual, we're just gonna tint the front section of the lace, and this time I used my MAC Studio Fix powder in what color is this? NW45 and then NW58. I like using the two of them because it just makes my perfect skin tone. And like the Studio Fix powders are really good to tint lace because they're super full coverage. I'd recommend using like a really full coverage powder to like do that because you just want it to be quite like pigmented. So I'm just, as you can see, going in and just brushing it on with a dense brush. I cut the ends a little bit because I wanted it to be really like bouncy and flowy, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on. I'm not gonna wear my cap. I did just redo my braids, so I'm just gonna like gel like any baby hairs back before we glue everything down. So yeah, so as you can see, the lace matches really nicely with my skin. I'm just gonna make sure everything's lined up to my natural hairline. Haven't done a side part in ages, my goodness. I'm just gonna show you the length. I could have definitely gone shorter. Again, here is the lace. And I think I'm gonna pluck it a little bit more, just because I do want it to be quite like, it's not over plucked. I don't know what word, like, I just want it to be like quite plucked at the front. I feel like once the wig is on your hair, you can like see exactly where you need to and want to pluck. So I feel like this definitely needs some work here at the front. You can really customize your hairline this way if you do it while it's on your head. You can get the general shape of your hairline. So I'm just gonna, again, just pluck. The most important part is you want to keep your tweezers moving when you do this, guys. It's super important because you don't want to develop any like bald patches. You don't want to look like your hairline is receding. That is not the goal for today. Okay, I think that's enough plucking, but like as always, we can go back in later and just pluck anything that we still think needs a bit of work. Okay, so now that we've got that done, I'm going to grab my little clippy clips and I'm just gonna move the hair out of the way at the front. So we'll just do that and then the same on the other side. And now I'm gonna grab my scissors and I'm just gonna cut little slits as usual, just to make gluing down easier, and just start in the middle like that. Oh, I completely forgot. No, we're gonna cut these little sideburns off first. There we go. Now that we've got all the little slits cut, it's gonna be really easy for us to go in and place the glue when we need to place it. So for my wig glue, I'm going to be using my Ghost Blonde Platinum glue. I've said this before, I don't love this. It gives me a rash on my forehead. I don't know why, like it's really irritating. Every time I take it off, like I don't know if you can see that, but there's literally like a rash formed from this. I don't know if I'm allergic or like, I don't know, just let me know if anyone else experiences this with this glue. I definitely need to get a new one. Regardless, we're gonna end up using this. See these little sections that you've just cut as like a marker for where you need to glue down like each section. So you want to do it section by section, if that makes sense. I think for today I'm gonna do 2 layers of glue. So I'm gonna start in the middle. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm happy with how far back it is. Again, make sure everything is properly aligned, because once you put this glue down, there is no going back. Thankfully, I have my rash to help me decide where to put my glue, so you know there's always an upside, I guess. So I like to start off with dots because it gives me time to evenly distribute everything. Once I've put down the dots, I'm gonna take a flat surface. I'm just using my razor and I'm literally just gonna spread it out. Now you want to start off with tiny dots and just make sure that once you spread the glue, you do it in a very thin and even layer. If you start too thick, the glue won't dry like completely clear. It's gonna have like white patches and it's just gonna be a hot mess. It took me ages to figure out how to use this, but so I'm gonna wait for this to dry clear and then do another layer, and yeah, so I'll be back once this is clear. Okay, I'm back. That took less than a minute, I think, and I'm now going to do my second layer and literally just repeat the process. Okay, now that I've got the glue pretty much clear, I'm gonna go ahead and carefully, very carefully place the lace back over it. And then once I've done that, as you can see, there's still some white patches where some of the glue accidentally got on the lace. So I'm just grabbing my comb and just doing this. This is literally the best way to get rid of those like white pieces. And I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that all over the hairline. Cool, I've got everything sorted. I'm now just gonna go ahead and just tie my hair back. And then I'm gonna grab my elastic. This came in the box, so don't you guys worry about that. And I'm just gonna tie this around the hairline. Super tight, like super tight. And this is gonna help melt everything together. You can also just at this point grab a hairdryer and just, you know, dry around the hairline if you want, but I think I'm just gonna leave this on for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, just to make sure everything is properly set before we cut the lace and do the baby hair. Okay, I'm back. I've literally just been watching TikToks this whole time. Now I'm gonna cut the lace. Let's start with this one. I'm using my eyebrow razor for this. You guys know the drill. Do it bit by bit and just keep stopping and checking that like everything is perfect. Okay, and that is one section done. This lighting, man, it's doing me dirty. Look at that. Scalpisha. That's what we're calling her. That's what we're calling this wig. So I'm just gonna do this side as well. It is a little bit light, which you can probably clearly see on this camera. So I'm gonna grab some NW58 powder, so just a little bit darker than my skin. I'm just gonna very lightly brush that across the hairline. But I wouldn't really worry about this because the baby hairs and like everything else is just gonna make it come together. So, and then we're gonna do the same on this side. Now that I've got everything glued, I'm gonna go ahead and section off my baby hairs. I'm gonna start one off here. I'm just grabbing it in like a C shape. And then once I've sectioned that off, I'm just gonna go ahead and pluck it a little bit more going backwards, just because I don't want them to be super duper thick. Once I've separated the baby hairs, I'm gonna grab my hot comb and just very carefully, because you do not want to burn your forehead, I'm just very carefully gonna comb the baby hairs. Now that I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the baby hairs. You wanna go in a diagonal, so you want it to be shorter at the front and then get a tiny bit longer at the end. I'm gonna do this side. Once I've cut those, I'm gonna go ahead and curl my baby hairs going inwards. And you should have something like this. Now once I've got that all set in place, I'm going to grab a little edge brush and I'm going to grab a mousse today. I normally always just use hairspray and swoop it. I think I want to try the mousse technique, which is what I used to do. I'm just going to grab some on the back of my hands, brush it out first. And then I'm just going to grab a bit of mousse. Don't want to go too overboard with this because you don't want to end up like lifting the lace by accident. I'm just gonna now this is all based on preference and how you like your baby hairs to look. Just literally keep working with the hair until you get your desired look. And then whatever leftover mousse I have, I'm just going to grab it in the hair like that. And just work it in. And then I'm going to grab a small comb as well. And just brush the hair back. Like, the mousse really helps you see what needs extra work. So I'm grabbing quite a lot of this mousse, guys, so be generous with how much you use. And I'm really just gonna comb that through. On top of the elastic, I'm just gonna grab this like satin band. It came with the wig packaging. You can use anything literally to just tie it down, and I'm literally just gonna apply it to the front here, and then I'm gonna leave this on for a further 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I am just gonna grab my hair dryer and just dry the perimeter of my head, just to help speed things up because it is a bit wet from the mousse, so you don't want that. Okay, so now that I've let this dry, I'm just gonna take all of this off. Now you should be left with something like this. As you can see, the baby hairs are very like flat, so I'm just gonna grab the back of my edge brush, and I'm quickly just gonna very gently comb through them a little bit, just so they look a bit more effortless. And I'm literally just brushing through the ends rather than the top. Once I've done that, I'm just gonna let all the hair down so we can style the rest of it. I think before I like risk cutting it, I'm just gonna style it and then see how I feel. So I'm just gonna separate half the hair. I don't want it to be like super straight, I want it to have a little bit of volume. I think I'm just gonna curl it inwards, just very gently, as you can see. Let me like stand up so you can see the curl we're going for. Like, I don't want it to be perfect, I just want it to have a little bit of texture. Oh my god, that is so much better already. I might add some layers even. Now I'm gonna let down the top section. And I'm really just gonna like play around with it, because I want this to look quite like effortless and like, again, a bit more natural rather than like proper like laid down. I think I'm gonna add a bit of a layer here and then curl it again, and then on this side as well. I always find this side of my hair so much harder to cut, again because I'm right-handed. It's like, for some reason it's way harder, so I need to be careful because I always mess this up. So this is the finished result. As you can see, like, the hair is super flowy. It's very like, I don't know, this is why I love short hair. I just feel like I can swing my hair around and just be free. And it's just really easy to maintain as well, which is what I love about it. And again, here is what the length looks like. So it's just above my breast. I might end up cutting it shorter. I do really like the length it's at right now. It's kind of like a long bob, maybe slightly longer than that, but I love it. And I feel like the curl that I added at the end definitely like gave it some more oomph. I'm gonna, like I said, leave this wig on for a little bit, see how it works, see how it does day to day as well. But so far I'm really happy with it. The hair is super soft, the lace was good as well, no complaints, but obviously like you don't know till you end up wearing the wig for longer. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys give me a like, comment and a little stubby if you want, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.